So I'm just going to really quickly explain why existential thoughts while going through anxiety and DPDR feel so scary. When going through anxiety DPDR, our nervous systems are sensitized and they're basically prioritizing threat detection and your safety. While doing this, it can oftentimes mute certain parts of the brain that are responsible for other things like familiarity. That's why sometimes your apartment or your own body might not feel like yours, as well as the way that it encodes memory and just your attention in general. And when in this state, basically it treats uncertainty as danger, because the brain is currently craving certainty. And when you dive into existential questions that may pop into your head for any given reason, and oftentimes these existential questions often have no direct answer, they pretty much are built in uncertainty, like what's the meaning of life or anything along those lines. And because while in this state our brains treat uncertainty as danger, when you have these types of thoughts, they're essentially immediately labeled as something dangerous, which almost instantly makes it feel scarier or something that's urgent and needs answering, and something that you typically will hyper-focus on because of that. But understand that most people find these types of questions intriguing and interesting, and the only reason that it's so scary is because of the current state you're in, at least for most people. That's why when I was in chronic anxiety DPDR for 2 years, to avoid engaging in these types of questions, I just basically told myself this is not something I'm meant to know right now, and then would change the topic onto something else. I would redirect my attention, and I wouldn't engage in it because I knew the way it would make me feel. And this wasn't done as a form of avoidance, it was just done to prevent myself from sensitizing myself further with things that genuinely have no answer. And when you understand why it's happening, you realize there's actually no point in engaging in this, especially when you're in a very sensitized state. So if you are dealing with these types of thoughts right now, what I found very helpful was simply just redirecting my attention to something else. And anytime it popped up, I'd just say, I'm not meant to understand this right now. And now that I'm fully desensitized and back to myself, I can engage in these types of questions like I did before I fell into anxiety DPDR. And I find them fun and interesting because I'm no longer in a sensitized state where it basically labels uncertainty as danger. But if you want more information on anxiety, DPDR, and nervous system sensitization, you can get my completely free DPDR Comm Kit by clicking the link on my profile.